I'm back with a bunch of hacks. This time it's more focused on the MTB kit in your life and how to look after it all. So here are my best MTB life hacks. Hydration bladders. Most people use these if they go for a decent ride. And I think if you're like me, you can be guilty sometimes of not emptying them out or cleaning them properly. Baking soda is really good for cleaning them with, as is Milton baby bottle cleaner. Or you could simply just wash them under the tap, roll it up when you're done, and bung it in the fridge. Some people might do the freezer, fridge works equally as well. Stop stuff growing in them. Your bladder's nice and cold for next time. Job done. So cleaning goggles, this is a tricky one, because if you just bung them straight in the washing machine, the foam can actually tear off and they're not that cheap to just replace. So the best thing we found to do is bung them inside the goggle bag. Obviously take the lens off first, because you don't want that going around to the washing machine. Tie a knot in the goggle bag and bung the whole lot straight in the washing machine. And the reason for putting it in the goggle bag, obviously it keeps the foam on, but actually cleans the goggle bag, and it also does a good job of cleaning the goggles too. Bung that in, post-ride, job done. So stuff like your GoPro gets pretty muddy when you're out riding. Most of us just sort of wipe the lens clean and just get on with it. But actually using a dishwasher at home gets these properly clean, gets the mud out of all the sort of nooks and crannies if you've got one of the older 4s or 3s with casing like this. It's also really good for your riding glasses, gives them a proper clean. Goggle lenses too. Much better than just smearing that stuff around and scratching them. Bung them in a dishwasher with all your pots and pans and stuff when you're at home, and then next time you hit the trails, proper vision for your optics, your eyes, your goggle lenses, your anything. Boom, job done. Working on bikes can be dirty business, so you're going to need some decent sort of hand cleaner, Swarthega, something like that. But if you haven't got it, there's a few different things you can do. You can pimp up your existing like sort of soap, just like these sort of things, by putting salt or sugar into them just to add a bit of grit to it. But bearing in mind, if you put salt in it, it's going to sting those cuts and stuff in your hands. So if you look online, there's loads of recipes basically for making your own stuff. So all you need really is a bit of honey, a bit of olive oil, a bit of sugar. You make a real good grinding paste just to clean your hands out. Chuck it in a little jar, airtight jar afterwards, and you've got your own stuff that costs almost nothing from household ingredients. Job done. Track pump is one of those essentials for your workshop. You need it all the time for topping up your tyre pressure, changing tyres, even seating tubeless tyres. But it's one of those things that you tend to use and just chuck in a corner, it gets covered in dust, sawdust, depending on what your garage is like. So every now and then, give the shaft of the pump just a decent bit of a clean, wipe it down, bit of lube on there, treat it to some loving. Okay, so I've got a couple of cool little hacks here for you just to keep your feet a bit more comfortable in winter. As you know, when you're riding a bike, your toes aren't really moving around too much, so circulation isn't the best. Your feet get colder a lot quicker. The first hack you can do is cut up some tin foil and put it on the underside of the insoles of the shoe. Just helps reflect the heat back so your feet don't get too cold from the bottom. The next cool hack you can do, I mean this is a proper hack, is create your own winter socks. So inner sock, outer sock, and put a carrier bag in the middle. Makes them waterproof, a little bit crunchy, a little bit sweaty, but for those days when it's really, really foul out, perfect hack. If like me, you've got a couple of different riding bag options and you chop and change your tools, it's quite cool to put your tools in a single sort of pod and you can switch that between your bags nice and easy, you never forget it. I use an old glasses case for this, so wrapped up inside here I've got like a bit of inner tube, I've got a multi-tool, CO2 cartridge, some like rubber gloves here for fixing your bike. Really good little sort of hack that is, just carrying your bag with you at all times, just change it straight in, house keys, camera, tools, pump, good to go. So the other really good thing about having these nitrile gloves, just like the carrier bag trick, they make a really good liner as well. Of course, they are sweaty and that, but when it's really cold or you're soaking out on a ride, they're a really good option just to help restore your feeling to your hands. Can make getting a glove on a little tricky, gotta say, but job done. Not everyone has access to working in a garage, and if you're working on your bike in your front room, you get some grease on the carpet. A bit of WD-40 and a bit of elbow grease is really good for getting it out. It might puzzle you a bit actually having to spray something that's got solvent and lube in there, but it helps break down that grease. You can get it out the carpet and hopefully not get in too much trouble. It really is pretty damn good. Works with coffee, your dinner, curry, anything. Obviously it's just a bit wet now with the WD-40. You want to wash the WD-40 out of the carpet as well because it can help like other stuff stick to it if you leave it in there. Wait for it to dry, run the hoover over it. Grease gone. So I always like to keep a bunch of stuff in the back of the car. I've got one of these sort of trunk liners, and I've got sort of a camelback and my helmet and all that sort of stuff. But for getting changed at the side of the car park, often at trail centres, I like to keep a couple of carpet tiles. Perfect. They've got plastic bottom on them so they don't soak anything up. And they're nice and comfy for getting changed on. You don't have to stand in the mud in the car park. Perfect solution, only cost a few quid. Job done. Hopefully some of my MTB life hacks have been helpful for you. Let us know if you've done any similar hacks in the comments below. Really love reading all that stuff and interacting with you guys. If you want to find out some more great hacks, my cable tie special is right down here. Pretty proud of that one myself. And then of course, it's night riding season for us here in the Northern Hemisphere. So if you want to get ready for night riding, check out all the light setup and stuff just down here. Of course, as usual, please click on the globe to subscribe. Brand new video, new content every single day. And of course, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up.